Hey, my name's Jared Moon, and I'm part of a group of underground athletes you've probably never even heard of before. Most of us don't even have gym memberships. We don't have every piece of equipment known to man, nor do we have a ton of time to train. And we don't need it because we're achieving amazing things without it. We are Garage Gym Athletes, and these are our stories. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Garage Gym Athlete Podcast. Joe is here. What's up, Joe?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. And then we also have Rick Lapenta, man. How you doing?
Doing wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Glad to have you here for the new season of the podcast. So we're going to get started right off the bat, man. Basic introduction from you, who you are, what you do, how you train.
Okay, good to go. I am a father of three. I have a lovely wife. Working for a construction company, and I'm in the office side of things, so it's a pretty easy job as far as from a physical standpoint. Train in my garage, on the harder to kill track.
That's awesome, man. And what's your garage setup looking like these days?
I've got the whole 2-car garage. My poor wife doesn't get to park in there. Got an old school squat rack. Then I kind of wanted a 2-bar setup, so I went ahead and bought a Rogue squat stand. So I've got like a Dick's bar with iron plates, up to probably 500 pounds over the years of collecting. Additionally, I bought a set of Rogue Echo bumpers with a Echo bar. Love both of those. Got some homemade med balls I've made from old basketballs. Got a homemade box for box jumps. Used Airdyne. Got from Craigslist. Got an Amazon rower. It's struggling on its last leg. A handful of kettlebells, handful of dumbbells. Got like a 6-foot tire in my barn. Rope hanging from the tree out back. Couple homemade sleds. I think that's about it.
Dang, you sure that's it? Just the list kept going.
I've got a few bands and jump ropes and, I battle rope. I think that's about it. I think that's it.
Yeah, you got it covered, man. So what, you mentioned you had something in the barn, but then you also have a garage gym. So
that's nice. I perked at that too.
Why do you have why not a barn gym and let your wife park in the garage?
It's just a mini barn. It's really just big enough for the tire and the mower.
The
tire won't fit in the garage. So you got to go out in the backyard to do that.
Yeah, I've always wanted a tire, but it's hard to justify the space it takes up for the one thing that it can do. But they are
exactly
awesome. I love flipping tires. I want to know more about this Amazon rower because, we asked the question at the end, if you could only have one piece of equipment to train with. A lot of people say rower. A lot of people say Concept 2 rower specifically. So you went ahead, you purchased the Amazon rower. I don't know what the actual brand is, but like, how long did it last? What are the pros and cons of going that route?
Well, the screen is the biggest issue. So you can't track kilometers, calories, any of that. It's really just time. So everything is just based on a time domain.
Wow. So
which it's fine. You just don't get any measurement of improvement.
So it's literally just like you've been rowing for 7 minutes. Like that's all it tells you.
Yes.
No meters or anything. That is difficult because if you want to do like a 500 meter row, you have no idea. You have no idea how long that would take you.
Yeah. It does do mileage, but you can't look at it with both time and mileage in the same domain. So if you've got your watch going on, you can get your time that way. But if you're in the middle of a workout and it's like, okay, I'm just going to jump on the rower, but I'm going to wait exactly until the minute hits before I start so I can then track mileage. Then I've got to convert mileage to kilometers in my head while rowing.
I love it, man. This is what being garage gym athlete is right there.
Working with what you got.
Yeah, working with what you got.
Yep.
I love it. Now, what was the big reason you started a garage gym?
I would have to say when my kids were little, I would put them to bed and then I would head out to the gym, work out. You know, it was probably 9 p.m. at that point, get home 10:30 p.m. by the time you add commute in, and then, you know, get up and do it all again the next day. And as your kids start to get older, they stay up later. So I ran up against A, the gym's closing. B, it's exhausting to do that. Started to notice that whereas I thought maybe I would be so exhausted I would go right to sleep, that I would have trouble going to sleep because I was kind of jacked up from the workout. So it switched to mornings. That gets hard when you've got like a half hour of commuting, just going to a gym, getting a shower there, you know, driving then into work. So just decided that I was going to try a garage gym.
But man, you were doing that? Like that was your routine, driving to a gym late at night, getting this training session in and then coming home? You were doing that for a while?
Yes. Yeah, I did it for years.
Man, that says a lot about you. I honestly think at this point, you know, I used to train in the evenings, but then now 3 kids, like I don't know. I think I'd probably end up skipping half my workouts, like unintentionally, because I'd be like, forgot this was going on tonight or something, you know? So that's awesome, man. That takes a lot of discipline. So I'm sure, have you found it more consistent now in the garage and a lot easier?
Yes. I'm in the 5 a.m. group now.
Nice. Get it done in the morning.
Yes. And I love it. You know, my boys were getting older, had our daughter. The evenings were just, there was no way. We've got lots of sports going on. It just wasn't happening. So if I wanted to get my workout in and not affect my family, I got to do it at 5 a.m. before anybody's up, before I got to go to work, just get it done. And then, you know, everybody's happy. I've checked all the boxes. I've done what I need to do for me, and then I can spend the rest of the time dedicated to my family.
That's awesome. So how did you find that transition going from, 9 p.m. workouts to 5 a.m. workouts? I mean, there's a lot of research on jacking up your cortisol that late and affecting sleep and everything like that. So I know no doubt you struggled actually doing it, but how was the transition after doing it for so long and switching to that 5 a.m. Workout time?
I've been doing this pretty consistently for 3 years now. Former Marine, so I know what sleep deprivation is all about.
Yeah.
So I'm no stranger to that.
Early
but
is easy.
At the same time, I still struggle with the 5 a.m. every day. And I think what I've decided to do to get over the hump on that is to do it every day.
7 days a week.
Rather than to try to sleep in till 7 on Saturday and 7:30 on Sunday. It's like, no, I just have to get up at between 5 and 5:15 every single day for the rest of my life. And I think then it'll become easy.
I think I'll go first. I'll let you go, Joe. I agree with you 100%. So I don't work out at 5 a.m. I did do that for a while, but I still wake up at 5 a.m. every day and do something, morning routine type stuff. And I used to do what you're talking about, like Saturday, Sunday. I'd be like, well, I'll sleep in a little bit longer or whatever. But then a while back, I just switched to, no, I wake up at 5 a.m. every day. It doesn't matter. And that actually has helped a lot. So I think that's a good plan.
Yeah, it's something we've been doing for the last 2 years or so. We basically keep the same routine throughout the weekend. So bedtime's pretty much the same. It might vary to like 45 minutes later to go to bed, and then we sleep like 30 minutes later than normal, but that's about it. So that when Monday rolls around, it's not jarring to your system versus people that, go out all at night, and then Monday they're just miserable, which couldn't do that anymore.
Just wait till you get 5 or 6 teenagers running around your house, Joe, trying to go to bed at 8 p.m.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I'm gonna have to get a second wing of my house or something. Lock them
I was
all.
going to say, yeah.
All right, man. Well, you mentioned hard to kill track. I would love to know why hard to kill track. We have so many different tracks. I'd like to know, what appealed to you on that one, and what are you trying to achieve?
Sure. I want to be strong and fast. And that is my motto. For multiple reasons. I guess I could start with, so I originally purchased one man, one barbell. Loved it after years of like bouncing back and forth from starting strength to 5x5 to, every now and then maybe running a 5K or a mini marathon. I was a former athlete in high school and ran track, loved it, played football. Then the Marine Corps, there's a lot of running. So I've always known I need to do both and always struggled to balance both. And then once I started listening to you guys and found Harder to Kill, it was like, okay, this makes a lot of sense.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, so that concurrent training model is the reason most of us are here. That's why Joe is hard to kill for life, and what I love as well.
Yeah, I bought Shred for my wife, and I did that for 6-8 weeks and thought it was a lot of fun, but it's just not moving enough weight for me.
Yeah, the pros and cons to every track. The only con to hard to kill is the, length of time. Like if you want to increase strength, it might take 2 12-week cycles as opposed to what you could probably do in one 12-week cycle on the strength track. But hey, that's how you increase in every area slowly. So that's how it works. So how do you like training in your garage, man? Do you invite anybody over? Are you fully solo athlete? How does it work for you?
It varies. I do a little bit of both. For a period of time, I had a buddy of mine he worked nights, so he would swing by at 5 a.m. on his way home, and I would be getting up, and we would work out together 5 days a week. And his life's gotten busy, and so that happens maybe once or twice a week anymore. And then on Saturdays, I typically host like 6 or 8 of my buddies, and we just get a good training session in on Saturday mornings.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
Where are you located?
I live in Indianapolis, Indiana.
So you'd have to get some cold winters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When does that start? Has it already started? Is it like cooling off?
Oh no, it's still pushing 80 every day.
Okay. So yeah, that's our low.
Texas.
Yeah. But yeah,
well, it was 54 degrees this morning.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
But it gets up to about 80. Yeah.
That fluctuation sucks.
Well, you mentioned kids, teenagers. Have you pulled any of them in the garage yet?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So my oldest son, he's a cross-country runner. And so he runs with me all the time and always kind of has. And he's to the point now where he's going to beat me in anything over about 400 meters.
Nice.
And I'll have him in the gym through the winters. Last year, I think, was his first year of like consistently following a program. And then my other son, he's 13. He participated as well, and he's a very different body type. He's shorter, more compact, built for speed. He's a track kid, so he's more of a 400-meter guy. So he's actually stronger than his older brother, just from a power standpoint. Ultimately, it's going to come down to which one of the two wants to be more consistent about it. But I think you know exactly what I mean. The longer, leaner one, he's going to struggle putting any mass on.
And I've also
right now that's not his focus. He's built to run forever.
I wonder if my kids decide to be athletes as they grow up. At what age will they surpass me, and what that will do to me mentally? Either in strength or speed or whatever.
It's a fun game, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's humbling, but it's probably also a very proud moment. You know, you're like, wow, they're like, that person is now faster than me, that I changed his diapers. You know, like, it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, it's a very interesting dynamic within the household, that's for sure.
All right, man. Well, let's get to some of these other questions. What's the hardest workout you've ever done?
I did a Spartan Beast last year.
Where at? It was
in the Badlands in western Indiana, almost up near Chicago too. So northwest Indiana, very, very hilly, almost all gravel. It was about 45 degrees and rain. And every time you turned a corner, it looked exactly like the previous corner you just turned. It was almost like the never ending maze.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I've ever got to that point mentally where I was like, okay, you know, I didn't want to quit, but I sure wanted to be done.
Right. I like that phrase. I think I'm going to steal that. I didn't want to quit, but I definitely wanted to be done. That's like how every race I've ever done that's probably the exact, like,
climbing the mountain in Asheville was like, okay, I get it, but when is this mountain going to end?
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know.
And I'd done several other Spartan races previous to that and had a lot of fun doing them. That one took some of the fun away from it for me.
Just not as fun.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, man. We're doing a Beast here in North Carolina in November as a team, and it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, the Beast is a tough distance.
Yeah, for sure. Now, in your opinion, what's the best activity for building mental toughness?
Consistency.
I love it. Daily actions. Those are the toughest ones, the toughest to get down.
Yeah, there's no other word or anything to describe it for me. It is just 100% doing it over and over and over again.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. That is what builds mental toughness and the toughest thing to master. Now, if you could only have one piece of equipment to train with for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Barbell, 100%.
There it is. Perfect. Barbell's making a comeback. I have a feeling this season, Joe. Gonna push off those rings and the kettlebell out of here. All right.
What's one thing that you would love to add to your garage gym?
Yeah, if anything.
This is a tough one. So we're moving. And we're building a house. So the garage gym is a big part of that conversation. And I'm going to say I want to, like, speed and agility lane. Like, I need a good 50, 60 feet of area that's free and clear for me to get some speed and agility work in.
Like a strip of turf, like 10 feet wide and 40 yards long or so.
Yeah, exactly. So, awesome. Sled drags, farmers carries, skips, lunges, jumps, whatever.
Okay, so if you work this into your home build, like, send me the plans.
Yeah.
I want to, because that sounds awesome, and I want to see how that would be implemented, because that would be amazing. Especially if it was like
covered.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Like, have your 2-car garage and like a garage port, but the garage port is just an agility lane.
Yeah,
that's my agility lane port.
That's great.
I think I've got it figured out.
All right, man. Well, we need pictures. Yeah, we need pictures when it's all done, because it's going to be. I'm always excited to see people's spaces. Keith Vance in the group, he's been updating us on his development, and he's got a pretty legit one. And I can't wait to see yours. We've had other people see these amazing builds, and I'm sure yours will be no different.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
All right, now, what is your best advice for all the garage gym athletes out there listening to this?
I would have to say, quit looking in the mirror and stepping on the scale, and find a performance metric that means something to you and chase that. and I think the rest of it will fall into place.
That's pretty great.
Love it, man. Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you being a Garage Gym Athlete and taking the time to do, this podcast and chatting with us. So I appreciate it, man, and thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to the Garage Gym Athlete podcast. If you want to learn more, go to garagegymathlete.com. You can learn about our training. Let us send you a copy of our book, The Garage Gym Athlete, or you can even get featured on the Garage Gym Athlete podcast. Thanks for listening.